What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome along to the first episode of my brand new F1 23 Driver Career Mode series. If you guys are new around here, make sure to get subscribed for more regular F1 content on the brand new game. So this is the second attempt at my my driver career set. I tried the first one, I couldn't really get into it starting from F1. So we're going to start from Formula 2 this time around. So very similar to my F1 2021 driver career. We'll start in F2 and we're going to do an 8-race championship. So for this series, guys, I'm going to try and bring in some more elements from the F1 22 series. So shorter seasons, lack of R&D management on our end, and this time starting from F2 that we did on F1 2021. So we'll go through the settings here. The first part of this video is just going to be set up. So if you guys are new, as I say, make sure to get subscribed. For this series, for F2, I'll only be doing the feature race. I tried to do the sprint and the feature with 50%, but thanks to a very odd glitch in the tyres, which I tried several times over, it wouldn't work. So it's feature only for this series. F1 entry requirements on medium here will make it a bit harder for us to get into a higher team in F1, and R&D automated completely. Fault frequency is on regular, and we've turned up all the settings there, just so we potentially get some more transfers around going further into it. So there's our settings all set up here and ready for the start of what should be no doubt a very exciting F2 season. So first things first, I have to create our driver. Now those of you who've been here before will have seen me doing this countless times over, so we'll skip through that first little bit of the basic details and we'll look into the helmet design now. So the helmet I'll be going for here is again very similar to the colours of the channel. Since we're only in F2 and we're not really associated to any F1 Academy or F1 team just yet, we will keep the standard blue and yellow colours on there, the colours of the channel, so that you guys like the look of the helmet. And last thing we've got to do is just choose our team here. So I was a bit torn. Now, in the last time we did F2, we did the championship with ART and we won the title there. But today, in this one, I was torn between Charuz and UNI Virtuosi. In the end, I decided to go with the Virtuosi just due to the fact that the delivery looks just nicer, goes with the helmet a bit more. In terms of Driver Academy, we did Alpine on the last time. We're going to start with no one this time. We're not going to be associated to any team. So we're going to go in on our own and see what we can make of our F1 career as we jump into Formula 1 after the F2 Championships. Here we go then. We'll jump right in. No more talking. It's time for action now as you get ready for our first ever F2 race. So welcome then to the Kingdom of Bahrain for the opening race of the 2022 Formula 2 Championship. As I say, feature race only, half race distance, so looking forward to getting this one underway. Should be very exciting at the Bahrain International Circuit, set deep in the Sakir Desert, and 28 degrees, light cloud for this one, so it's still quite a hot race given the fact that we're in the Middle East for this one. As you like, we'll get ready on the grid for the start of what should be no doubt a very entertaining Formula 2 Championship season as a whole. And the first race in particular, there's our teammate for the season, Marino Sato, lining up in 8th place, just in front of us. We start in P10 for this one, so a decent qualifying there for our F2 debut, and looking to try and build up some places and potentially, if we can, get on the podium on our debut. That'll be the main target for today, as well, try and get some points on the board in general. So looking into what now be our strategy for the race ahead, starting on the soft tyre, then going on to the hards at the end. In terms of timing, we're going to keep it on the default strategy for the game here. So we're going to do 8 laps on the soft, 8 laps on the hard tyre. So I'll bring that back. Sometimes I like to change things around just to see if we can gain any more time. So coming to the end of the formation lap now, as I say, starting from P10 to just above in the top half of the running order. The aim here today, get some points on the board, potentially a podium, and if we can get further than that, the win. I think the win probably isn't on the cards today. I've got to get used to driving an F2 car again. I haven't driven one of these in quite a while, especially in a career setting. So looking forward to getting underway regardless. Should be a very entertaining 8-race championship as the last few cars take their positions on the grid as you get lined up now for the opening race. As the last few cars take their positions, 5 red lights for the opening race here in Bahrain. And it's lights out, foot to the floor, go, go, go. Great getaway there over Enzo Fittipaldi as he's pulled away from the line. They're trying to take Sato and Vips as well as they go towards turn 1. They look to the inside of Armstrong, almost going 4 abreast into that first corner. Vips shots back, it's our teammate Sato on the inside, Armstrong on our outside. Sato trying to take Richard Verschoor out of turn 1, but he's got a poor exit there. We're pulling in front of our teammate, and we're up into P6 already. That's 4 places off the line here. Richard Verschoor sits directly in front of us. Up front, it's Howler leading the way, followed by Kellen Williams, and then Jahan Daruvla in 3rd place with Drogovic just in behind him. They're going side by side through turn number 4. Who comes out on top there? Daruvla is ahead of Drogovic. Verschoor in 5th. We're going to try and take him on the exit going towards 5 and 6. That's back out with the braking zones a bit earlier in the F2 car. Can't really drive it flat out as you can an F1 car. So we'll stick in line here, but P6 all in all, a good start, and our teammate backing us up here on the opening lap. So pushing on towards the end of the first lap now, looking to try and take Verschoor into the final corner. Look to the inside of him into the right hander, pulling clear, and a car length in front of him to actually reach the apex. And on the exit now, looking to try and take Drogovic if we can try and get a good run on him off the last corner. It's how to lead the first lap of the season. And when at 46.75 is opening time as we come across the line here to begin lap number 2 and getting a good run on Djokovic here. Verschoor's quite close behind us as well. Going to try and go late on the brakes into this first corner. Look to the inside of the Brazilian in the MP Motorsport car, and off the corner we come, looking to try and take advantage there. We will take advantage. Go sidling around the outside and up into P4 now. So one place off the podium, just a lap and a bit into our F2 debut. It's been a fantastic start for us so far. And now looking to try and chase down Jahan Daruvla and Kalen Williams in the other Trident just in front. On to lap number 5 now. A few laps later, DRS now deployed. We've closed the gap up to Daruvla and Williams as Howard continues to pull away in the lead. As we make our way up through the end of the second sector and start the third here, I start thinking about making a move on Daruvla as best we can. Of course, come towards our pit window as well. Pitting on lap 8 for a fresh set of hards. That's the plan at least. We'll see what the plan is in a couple of laps' time when the softs start to run out a bit. Closing on Daruvla as we come towards that last corner. Williams just in front as well. He'll be looking to, he'll be watching his mirrors. We come down the main straight with DRS deployed up the inside of Daruvla from a long way back there, going into the left, into the right-hander, sorry, and on the exit, pulling clear of the framing machine and putting our Virtuosi into third place. So on the podium now and closing in on Kalen Williams in the Trident. We come down the main straight, start lap number 6 here. Howard away to a 3.5 second advantage. He's dominating right now. Let's try and close down if we can. We've got to take this Trident first though. Into the first corner we go. Very, very late on the brakes indeed. We've outbraked ourselves. Williams goes sidling back through on the outside as we did on Djokovic a couple laps ago. We held our nerve and kept in front of him. He's very close though. Daruvla is there behind us looking to pounce as well, trying to find any opening he can here. Williams on the outside of us going into the corner. Going to defend the inside here. We've braked way too early. We've forced Williams out there by accident and we're going on our exit here. Daruvla goes to get back on his line. There's contact and he runs into the side of us there. And in our haste to try and get back on line, Williams goes back through and into second place once again. Djokovic taking advantage as well. Daruvla then dropping back here. So thanks to the unforced bit of collision, which of course we obviously didn't intend to do. We forced Williams a bit too much because we outbraked ourselves going into turn 4. But he's quite the better. It's pushing to number 7 now, going towards turn 1 once again. Going to try and repeat the move on the Trident into turn 1. We're a lot later on the brakes this time. There's contact. Didn't mean to do that at all, and allowing Williams back through to allow him to keep second place. We didn't take the place. There's no point in us trying to take him back on the exit. We're going to try and go from here though, off of turn number 3 and going towards turn 4. DRS deployed, wide open on the rear wing as we come towards the corner and into the braking zone. This time we stay in front of him, but outbrake ourselves yet again. And Williams still on the inside, trying to switch back, and he will switch back on us into second place. It's side by side here, very tense between the pair of us as we go into turn 5 and 6, but Williams stays ahead there. So a very good battle then between us and the Trident machine. Djokovic looking to try and counter and take away third place if we can. We won't get a chance to, and pushing further on into the lap now through that long sweeping right-hander of turn 12. We're going to try and get Williams back here into 13, looking all the way to the inside there, very deep. Williams gives us the room, sees us coming, we come charging through and back into P2, but by this point Halger is 7.5 seconds clear. Djokovic to the inside of Williams there behind us, trying to take away third place, but we're coming towards the end of our first stint now. These soft tyres don't feel as good as they did a couple of laps ago. You see us going way wide there off our line at the last corner, so we're going to make a position here to come in a lap earlier than expected. We're going to make our way down into the pit lane now for our first and what should be final stop of this Bahrain feature race here. So into the pit lane we come, avoiding get a penalty there from the pit limit, and now making our turn in. Let's try and get as close as we can here. The gap is 0.3. Optimal turn in here with the only car in the pit lane, so there shouldn't be any disturbance there. Hard tyres go on this car. Pit stop time's a bit longer in Formula 2, and I'm bad on the clutch release. I'm still getting used to that. This is a new assist I'm turning off in particular for this series, so hopefully I'll get better with that as time goes by. 4.2 seconds stop then. We can now get back into the race very quickly indeed, and we'll wait now to see if our gamble pit lap earlier than everyone else has paid off. On to lap number 9 now. A number of cars in the pit lane, and leading them there is Djokovic. There's Halger, who's out there maintaining his lead. So we go towards turn number 1, then Djokovic is on in the pit exit. We come out in front of both him and the other Trident there, up into P13, and Djokovic and Verschoor there behind. So it means that Williams stayed out. So we'll try and get out in front of him there on to lap number 10, reaching the second half of this race. A few more laps to go, and there is Williams coming out in third place. Daruvla and Sato there with him as well. Djokovic up into 4th place, staying in there behind Williams as it stands. Those two going side by side. On to lap number 12 now, so pushing close towards the end of this Grand Prix. Djokovic is closing back on us. We came out a few seconds in front of him on the stop, but the fresher hard tyres for him, and of course, and I'm not as good as the hard tyres as we are on the soft. It just didn't feel as good in the second stint. So Djokovic is closing the gap there. Halger almost 10 seconds clear. He is dominating and coming towards the end of lap number 12 now. Djokovic has completely caught us and going into the last corner. We've gone way too wide off our line there, and Djokovic could try and take advantage of his contact. He doesn't try and go around us there. He tries to move back onto the line and just didn't see we were there on his left. So he's driven into the side of us and he's fallen back, but he's still there behind us, so still a threat to us as we begin lap number 13. 4 more laps to go in this race, but not going to go for a move into turn 1, just not close enough there. Half a second, not at all what the AI are willing to get used to going for. We've gone way too deep there, gone wide in turn 1, so Drogovic there right behind us, the actual F2 champion of 2022. Now he's trying to take us on as we make our way towards turn 4. DRS to run onto the grass, onto the gravel, sorry, a little bit there. Yellow flag for the back, not sure who that is. Looks like we want one of the Campos cards potentially. Not entirely sure who that is. Yellow flags back there in turns number 2 and 3. We've gone way wide there. Drogovic could try and take advantage of us as you go into turn number 5. Ralph Boschung is the one out of the session. So first retiree of the season is Boschung's Campos. So as he comes, we'll have a look at the replay here, see what happened to him. He comes down the main straight. He's closing on, I believe that is, I can't remember who it is in the ART. So I'm forgetting that that's my memory of F2 drivers fading completely. He's backed off the pace completely here as you go into turn 1. I believe that's Roy Nassani going around him there at the first corner. He's pulling the car off the track, and that's it from the smoke billowing out the back of that machine. And the race is over for Ralph Boschung. So first retirement of the season. Hopefully we won't see too many more. But Drogovic is still behind us, giving us all kinds of trouble here while Haga speeds on to what will be his first win of the season, provided there's no issues for him. Drogovic on our outside, then going towards turn number 9, and then the tricky braking zone of turn number 10. He's around our outside, trying to make it happen. Can't quite go for it. He's still on our outside and doesn't get in front, but he's pulled the nose in. He's right alongside us now. DRS wide open for him as he come down towards the braking zone of turn 11. For sure, getting the toe off us. Williams not too far behind him either. Drogovic into P2 then as you go towards the braking zone. He defends the inside quite beautifully there and keeps in front of us. For sure, looking to try and counter from behind us further back. We're down to 3rd place now with a few more laps to go in this Grand Prix. We've got to get Felipe back. As we come down the main straight here, DRS wide open as we begin lap number 14. For sure, closing on last 2. We're going to try and go for a move like we did on lap 2 on Drogovic as we go towards the first corner once again. Hauger now 13 seconds clear. The chance of the win is off at this point. Way too deep into turn 1, but Drogovic avoids us, takes evading action. We go deep there. For sure might try on the outside of Drogovic. He will go for it and takes away P3. Those two go side by side. We've got DRS to try and pull away as best we can. Again, I'm still getting used to driving this F2 car. I'm really struggling with it, as you can see. Going way wide off onto the curbs there. Drogovic now on our outside and moving into 2nd place. For sure, back with him as well. Might try and follow him through as we go towards turn 10. Drogovic going way wide there, off of the circuit completely. Rejoining, to give him the space to rejoin, and Bashir looking to take advantage. He will take advantage. Drogovic down to P4, might be P5 if Williams can get him. Bashir now side by side with us. Trident versus Virtuosi on the run towards turn 11. He's half a car length clear into the braking zone. We're still there alongside him. He's got to give us the run underneath. We go sidling back through and reclaiming P2. And probably the best we can get from this Grand Prix. So again, comes to the end of lap number 14 and start lap 15. Gone way wide off, completely off the circuit ourselves now. And Bashir might try and take advantage. He's got a run on the inside. We've got to give him the space down the main straight here. The Trident goes through into 2nd place, and Williams might try and take us well. It's a tag team move from the Trident cars. It'll be a double whammy for us if they both take us in towards turn 1 into the braking zone. We come. Going to go 3 wide here. Very, very tense indeed as we go into the corner, and we outbraked ourselves completely. There goes Williams and Vershaw both trying to go past us here. On the exit we stay in front just about, so very, very tense moment there, and we were so close to perhaps losing both places overall. So we're holding on to P2 then with just under 2 laps to go as Hauger heads on. 18 seconds clear as we start the final lap. So 1 more lap to go here in Bahrain, but both Tridents closing on us here. We're a lap away from our podium finish on our debut in Formula 2. Into turn 1 we go, a bit too late on the brakes, so we've lost out. We've almost gone stationary there out of turn 1. Williams falling back there. He may have just tried to go around the outside of the inside and lost out a place there. So Drogovic into P4. Bashir behind us now, looking to try and make a move. If we can get close enough, we're going to defend the inside just in case here. Going into turn number 4, we braked way too early, and Bashir going through, looking to try and take us on the outside. On the exit we come. Let's try and force him away as best we can. We get the better drive off and going into turn number 5. It's very, very close between us. We're still side by side as we go into 6. Into the chicane we come. There's contact. Bashir gets in front of us going in towards 7. We're going to brake earlier and then brake late again into the right and make it away off the corner. Trying to pull in front, but Bashir still side by side. This battle's still going on as Hauger heads towards the final sector in his first win of the season. He's also making his F2 debut today, so he's going to win on debut, which we wish we could have done. I'm going to try and switch back into turn 10. Not going to quite happen there. Bit of contact. We're putting alongside Bashir. He's got DRS on us here. It'll be very, very tense indeed. And Drogovic looking to try and counter as many scraps he can. We're going to go to the inside into the braking zone. We're dead even into the corner and pulling in front of him now. So the battle comes to an end here. P2 for us as it stands. We've got to hold on for a few more corners in this Grand Prix. But here comes Dennis Hauger off the final corner to take what will be his first win of the season here in Formula 2. Coming across the line by a dominant margin to win the Bahrain race. Across the line he goes. First winner on the board for him. And we come towards the last corner here, looking to hold off this whole train behind us. He's gone way too deep once again. One final mistake out the corner. Bashir making contact like Drogovic did. The other two go side by side to the line. We're going to run to the finish here as we watch those two fight for the line. We're going to claim P2 in our first race in Formula 2. Brilliant, brilliant finish. given we started 10th in that race. That was fantastic stuff. So first podium, hopefully there'll be more for us during the season. And that was a very, very exciting race given what it was. We were defending from a whole train there. So it's absolutely brilliant, brilliant driving indeed. Or I say brilliant, I'm probably a bit too arrogant there, but still a great race nonetheless.
Great effort there from Prema to take the victory today. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
The difference was in the strategy. Credit to the driver for sure, but races like this really drive home how much of a team sport this is. They did a lot of work on the pit wall to really make the most of each stint and to make the best use of these tires. But that said, all of that would have been for nothing without a talented hand on the wheel.
It looks like it's time for the victory ceremony once again, as I can see the drivers beginning to make their way out for the celebrations. You can see it on their faces. It's another marvellous team win for Prema today.
So Helga takes the first win of the season then after making light work of the rest of us in the field. From the start he was pulling away. We finished in second place and Richard for sure holds off Drogovic for third in the end. All in all, very, very insane. I do hope you guys enjoyed that one as much as I did, because it was definitely enjoyable on my end. The celebrations again for those guys and be the early lead in the championship for Helga as well.
It's a good result for Dennis Helga, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
I'd probably go for Dennis Auger. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in the pack, and he was good enough to take the opportunities.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Teams Championship. Prema moving to the top of the table. That's the end of today's race. Thank you for joining us, and I'm sure you'll agree it was a great race and sets us up nicely for the next installment in a few weeks' time. Take care. From Davide and I, it's goodbye.
So we'll go through your top 10 now after what was a very exciting opening race in Bahrain. Helga takes the win. We finish in second place. 4 points for Helga for the weekend, after taking 2 points of pole position as well. Verschoor finishes third. Look how close it was between them and him and Drogovic, who finishes in fourth. Kalen Williams in fifth. Deruvla sixth. Armstrong in 7th, Marino Salto finishes 8th, Yuri Vips in 9th, and Teo Porcher rounds out your top 10. So, all in all, successful weekend, I'd say. A good couple of points on the board to start us off with Virtuosi. Helga leads the Drivers' Championship by 10 points to us in second place, Verschoor in third, and Drogovic in fourth, as expected. So, results the same from the first race as they are from the driver standings. And the Constructors then, Prema will take the lead. Trident in second. We're just 14 points off the top in third place. It's a close scrap so far, so it could be several teams with a good shot at the Constructors' Championship. But guys, that is the end of the first episode of this career mode. I do hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And with that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.